This is the Roger Orozco Show.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Special guest, Irma Nunez, running for mayor.
I am Irma Nunez. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, I think a lot of people wanted to put the face to the name.
I see. Well, I've lived in Selma for over 30 years.
Oh, nice.
My husband and I moved here from Kingsburg, from the island.
Oh, yeah. That's what they call it.
Yeah. And I've worked in 3 countries. I retired from the Superior Court of Fresno County.
Wow, nice.
I'm new at this, so that's why I have my notes.
It's fine.
I do
perfectly
have
fine.
plans. They may work or they may not. Who knows? But
Who
here
knows?
we go.
Yeah.
So the reason I decided to run for office is when I learned about the Amberwood Development Project on the east side of Selma. This new housing will be taking away panoramic view and privacy, plus draw environmental changes. For us, changes will start when construction begins, because rodents, mice, and other creatures are going to run and hide in nearby homes. And I have not heard of any nearby homes that are going to be sprayed for rodents. So these established homes were bought for the view and for privacy at a cost. So 2-story builds with or without balconies will see onto our yards and a few backyards.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, we lose the view and privacy. Another concern is the traffic. A stop sign at Floral and Dockery is not going to cut it. We need stop lights, especially for pedestrians, because there's going to be children walking to and from school. We have Wilson on the south, Roosevelt School on the west, and on the north is Abraham Lincoln. So there's going to be a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Do you know they've done a study about adding all those homes, more kids to the schools? Because I know this high school's pretty. I'm just thinking it. And I know Roosevelt's, I think, might be the biggest school. So where would
There's
those
quite
kids
a few
go?
kids.
Yeah.
That's true.
Can't remember.
So a stoplight would be much better,
Yes.
especially with a little pedestrian, lit up sign. Okay, walk and no walk. Right.
So Miss Nunez, so you got active because you didn't you went? Did you go to a meeting for it?
I went to a meeting regarding the Amberwood project. Yes.
So that's how you got active.
That's how I became interested in
Yeah.
this. Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Hey.
But I did find out that the whole city needs new infrastructure. Our alleys are too weak for the new heavy garbage trucks.
Yeah.
And the power lines are too low for the tall garbage trucks, right?
Yeah, that's been a big discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an old town. It
Yeah.
was built in 1893. So buckboards and horses.
Yeah, a long time ago.
It's 131 years old.
So there's been a big debate about because some people actually still get their trash. We're getting their trash through the alley, so that's been the discussion. Is that hey, the alleys, most of them are, I guess, are old and they need to be restructured.
They will not hold or support those new garbage
Those new
trucks.
trucks.
Right.
And I think-
and they're tall.
Yeah, and I think I heard them say that what Kingsburg does, but then if I remember right, Kingsburg redid a lot of their alleys,
yes.
so they're up to code or up to par or whatever you want
Yes.
to call it.
But
So
people
that's
are
fascinating.
fine in Kingsburg having their garbage bins in the front.
Yeah,
So they're
I
fine.
mean,
with
I've
that.
always had it,
Yeah.
but there are some people that say that they need it for medical reasons or
True.
something
true,
else. And if you were doing it, why would you stop now?
True.
And I mean, I've watched some of those meetings.
Yeah. And at one of those meetings, I think that the garbage truck company said that their drivers could get off and move the garbage bins for them. But they have to get on a list, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure something out.
Yes, they are. They're trying to work with the people, right?
So you'd be open to it, right? So if you have ideas and they say, hey, that's not going to work, right, Miss Nunez? Well, okay.
I'm open.
Yeah,
Definitely, definitely.
Hey.
So our main focus in this old town are the basics.
Basics, going
We
back to
need
basics.
the basics.
Common sense.
My other concerns are healthcare and education.
Oh, nice.
very important for our well-being. Our future leaders and caretakers are the children and grandchildren
Yep.
that are growing up now.
100%.
So, one of my ideas is to join forces with local businesses
Okay.
to teach life in the real world.
Life skills.
For example, having 2 Saturdays a month, 4 hours each Saturday. That's only 8 hours of
Yeah.
learning. And hopefully, they can get school credit for it. So,
Yeah. Thinking outside the box.
yes, so we can share experiences and teach about retirement plans, emergency savings, how to buy a car, what to ask, what to look for, how to calculate interest rates, the basics needed for life. What does a bookkeeper do? A dispatcher?
Yeah.
Something that students might be interested in doing someday.
Yeah. Working together. Yeah.
And what would be nice also would be tutoring for athletes, because in sports, you need to keep your grades up.
Yeah. Yeah. They should tutor a
So
lot more.
for a Saturday class on healthcare, we could share on how to use a fire extinguisher. How many people know how to use, pull the pin to
Yeah.
use it, right?
Yeah. So basically, almost
Common
like another
sense,
life.
right.
Yeah. Common sense life skill.
Basic learning is right.
Yeah.
What information to give when you call 911. A lot of people get a little panicky, and so the best thing to do is put it on a card, and when you need to call, you can just read it for them.
Those are good ideas.
Yeah. CPR, first aid.
Yeah.
Another thing is emergency terminology. Basic words in English, Spanish, Punjabi, Mixteco. Just the basics that emergency personnel need in order to take care of you. Now, there are retired teachers and college students that want part-time jobs. We could recruit to
Yeah.
take on these Saturdays. Now, these programs are important, and that is why I want the healthcare money to stay in healthcare, school money to stay in the schools, and safety money to stay in safety. That's very important to me,
Yeah.
because when we help our young adults, maybe after college or other, they may want to return to Selma to live and work here. That will give us more services, and our economy will rise. Another priority is safety.
Oh, safety is
yeah.
always top.
Right. I think lighting downtown is great. More lights with cameras on the inside of window businesses. That would illuminate the sidewalks until a complete infrastructure is done. Then I would like to see Ballard lights. Ballard lights are about 4 feet tall. They're encased in cement, and they're solar activated.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Solar energy. Wow.
So what these would do is prevent a pedestrian or a business of being damaged in case a car goes off the road. So these would be great for downtown, parks, churches, schools, hospitals, everywhere. They're only 4 feet tall,
Yeah. That's in. Yeah.
and they're encased in cement. It's like the ones you see outside the airport. Along the outside grounds,
Yeah.
on the outside of the fence,
Yeah,
those are
yeah.
Ballard lights.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty cool. That's
I
a good.
think-
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I really like that idea. Yeah.
So you have ideas. So if you were the mayor, I'm sure the city manager first would probably say, hey, some of that stuff we can't do, but you could always argue and push for them.
You know what? The first thing I would do would be to do research. How can
There
we
you
get
go.
around the no?
Oh, okay. So yeah, can we do it? Can we not?
Right.
I know with the school stuff, that would be kind of like you're talking about intertwining them. Like,
Yes.
hey, let's talk. Maybe they'll do. Hey, maybe they will.
You know why? Because if we involve the local businesses in educating our students, our new citizens, our future caretakers, maybe they'll stay here and do business here and come back and live in the city, which will raise our economy.
Yeah.
It would be good for us. And Selma would continue to grow
Oh yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. So it starts, with an idea,
Yes.
and then, while I was telling you I was on the school board, so I brought up plenty of stuff, and some stuff goes through, some stuff doesn't. So basically that's what it would be. It would be.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so,
why it's
so,
very
but you have
important.
ideas. That's good, and they sound different than what's going on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then not only that, some people are looking for an alternative.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah. So,
Okay.
so you got, I was 2 groups. Miss Nunez comes right in.
Independent.
Oh, so, yeah, independent, which is awesome. Now, so one of the things that I've been hearing, and it happened the last couple elections, is people think that if there's a third party, that someone told them to run, right? Because hey. Franco told Irma to run, or Mr. Robertson told her to run. So that's what you kind of hear a little bit. Oh, it always happens. If it's third party.
Yeah.
So can I ask you?
No, that did not happen to me.
Oh,
I went
perfect.
to a
There you
city
go, guys.
council meeting, and I was educating myself on the Amberwood Development Project. And I went to talk to people that I needed to talk to about the project because I'm concerned.
Concerned
Yes.
citizen. Hey, I think that's great.
So that's how all this started.
Yeah, So there you go. And then I was telling you a story a little while ago how one of the guys when I first ran, I was worried about being on the board because I didn't know how it worked. And then Mr. Lujan had told me, hey, you learn as you go, and you have to get that experience. So I think that's awesome because if you get in, there you go.
Yeah, and I like to learn. I like to keep mentally active, and working for my community is the best thing I could think
Working
of.
for the community.
Yeah.
So
Now-
if a community member came to you and said, hey, Mrs. Mayor, I'd like to have an agenda item on the agenda to talk about, would you be willing to help that person?
I would listen to them,
There you
and
go.
we can put it on the agenda.
Yeah,
Yes. What I do like is that when people approach, that they have a vague plan. That way we can take, spin off of it.
Steps, or you talk about it,
and discuss it, investigate, see if it'll work, because everyone has ideas. And who knows, they might be the right ones.
It might be.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Now, we have about 30% of young adults here in Selma. But they're moving away from Selma because there's better job opportunities in the city, more pay, new adventures. Everything is just better for them in a larger city. So I was thinking, young families need some place where they feel comfortable financially. So let's sweeten the pot. A better reason to stay in Selma. So this plan will help us, the residents and newcomers also. Joining forces with homeowners insurance companies in town. For an example, let's say you want to sell your house. The insurance company would come, fly a drone over the house, and find out everything that needs to be fixed. Roof, fence, get rid of the dry grass because it's hazardous, everything, okay? So the people selling the house have to fix all that, and that's big money out of their pocket, okay? So my idea is, because the main thing is safety for everyone,
Oh yeah.
my idea is, let's say the established homeowners want a $300 discount on their home mortgage, okay? And by complying with guidelines set by the city and insurance companies, plus the insurance companies have that drone to go and check on these homes, survey the properties. Then, if the homeowner follows these guidelines, then they will get a $300 decrease. And you know what that's going to do?
What's that?
That's going to bring more people into Selma.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I've never heard of that idea.
so if people want this discount, they're going to make their homes, bring them up to date, make them beautiful, no dry grass, no cars on the lawn, no basketball hoops on the road.
Yeah.
All the hazardous material in the backyard is going to be taken away, and that will decrease accidents in the home.
Yeah.
And that's a big plus.
Yeah.
So another factor is that children are going to learn not to trash their space. And that is going to roll over into the city of Selma. Selma will be beautiful again because children are going to grow up learning to take care of their town.
Teach them.
Yeah.
Yeah, teach them.
So learning begins at home, which is something that will never change.
Oh,
Never change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom used to say, "Show me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are."
Yeah. We need a united front in order to make this happen.
Yeah. So right now, if you've been to a meeting, do you ever hear the term the three? They always talk about the three members.
Yes.
So it's 3-2 and all
Yes.
that. So you'd be if you got in, you'd be wanting to, hey, we got to gel, we got to work together.
Right.
Right. I mean, I'm assuming that's because it seems like there's a divide.
There is a divide, but you know what? Communicating tactfully in simple terms that are easy to understand will make people understand better and come to agreements, because our mission is to serve this town
Serve the
and
people.
to do the best for this town.
Yeah.
That's why my motto is unconcerned for ourselves and concerned for the community.
Ooh, that's good. It's when you work for the community. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I like that.
So, I thank you for your time.
No,
if you
no,
have
I-
any other questions?
Oh, yes, I do. Term limits. That's going to be on the
term
ballot.
limits.
Do you support term limits or?
You know what? It's a good idea, but when the ballot comes out, I need to read it to make sure it's what I want, because a small word like and, or, but can change the whole idea. So I need to see it in black and white, and then I'll decide.
I get it. Okay. But in general, if it says, hey, Irma gets 2 terms, that's it?
I think that's fine. You know why?
2 terms is probably good.
Because most council members and mayor are in a higher age level. And when you bring new blood in, there's always new ideas,
Fresh ideas.
fresh ideas, and sometimes not as much camaraderie. And that might be good.
Yeah. I always worry about someone without term limits maybe appeasing, like let's say a union, or maybe not doing what they think is right to get votes, to stay on. Because once you get on, it's kind of hard to leave. But that's what I worry about.
You kind of start to feel comfortable in the
You
seat.
feel comfortable, and then maybe, hey, these people are going to get mad if I don't
Yeah.
do what they want.
Well-
So that's what I worry about. I think if
Well-
there's term limits, and then it would be like, hey, I'm leaving, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you get if you get mad. That's the way I see it.
Well, like I said, I worked at Superior Court,
Oh, that's right.
and I was an SEIU shop steward.
Ooh,
So
union gal.
not anymore because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
retired,
Yeah.
but it was a very interesting learning experience. All jobs are interesting when you start learning about them.
Yeah.
You just have to hold your ground.
So I'm glad you went to a meeting because you were concerned,
I am.
and now you ran. I mean, that running for mayor is tough.
It is, but you know what? In my area, that was the only option. I could not run for city council
Oh, there was
member.
no seat. There was no
Right,
seat. Oh,
right.
I get it.
So it was the only option. I said, well, why not?
So yeah, so I think people didn't know that. I think people were probably thinking, hey, why is she running for mayor?
Oh.
There wasn't because you could have ran for council if there was a seat opening. Well, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and in all honesty, I do not know Mr. Robertson or his wife, and I do not know Mr. Franco or his wife.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know them on a one-to-one basis. I've never even said hello to them. I don't know them.
See, I think that's good too, because I know as the people I talk to, like I said, there's two groups, right? There's almost two groups. The independents would be you,
Yes.
Mrs. Bonilla, sister, and Mrs. Alanis. So the three independent. I call you guys the three independents.
Well, I could have had endorsements, but I chose not to have favoritism.
Yeah, because if you're endorsed, well, let's just say if I was on the school board, I never wanted an endorsement. But if the teachers union endorsed me and I accepted it, oh man. Because they're going to expect something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoever endorses you is going to come knocking. That's
But
why
I did put down my friend Susan Good. I did put her name down.
Yeah, and that was one thing because I think one time maybe the classified endorsed me, the classified union. But I always told them, hey, it doesn't. If you endorse me, that doesn't mean anything to me. As far as I'm going to do what I think is right.
Right.
Now you had a lot of ideas. Now I could actually see maybe one or two. Some people saying, hey, that's not going to work or this or that. But you're open.
I am
You're open to it.
Yes.
That's stuff you were thinking about. But hey, if it doesn't work,
This is just step one of
Yeah.
an idea.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen with these, and I'm open. I want suggestions because I am concerned about this town. I live here.
Yeah.
I want safety.
And that's awesome.
Yes, and I want good education for our new generation. I want to empower, especially the women, the young ladies. Let them know they can do anything. Anything is possible. And that's what our parents told us growing up.
Yeah, everything is.
Anything is possible. Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad you came. I know it's hot in here, so we do it in we call it the man cave, but or the dungeon. But every time it's 100 outside, it gets warm in here. I'm sorry about that. But I'm glad you came. I thought it was awesome that you came. I was excited all day. I was like, hey, I got to clean the garage because Irma's coming.
I'm so grateful for the invitation. Thank you.
No, it's amazing. So not enough people think about running or run, right? I mean, that's why I think people say stuff like, hey, who told her to run, Well, so I'm puzzled, like what? There should actually be like 20 people running if, get into it. If you're into your city, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you saw something you didn't like and now you want to do something.
And I'm retired, so I have the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, if I had the time, I would still be doing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating. and I hope you get in.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and if you do, we'll do another video.
I'll be back.
Oh, by the way, I did do. I have it on my phone. I did do like an online survey over a month ago. I just wanted to tell you the results on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on here I had I put it on the notes, and then I wanted people to know. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So I put it on the Real News Around Town. And it's usually just a quick snapshot, usually about 50 people, but it's still a snapshot at the time.
Okay.
And what I said something along the lines is, if you had to vote today, who would you vote for mayor?
Okay.
So it had Mr. Robertson, you, and Mr. Franco.
Okay.
And the percentages came, so it'll tell you the votes and the percentages. So I had Mr. Robertson at 40%, the incumbent, so I kind of expected him to be up there. But then you were in second with 31% and Mr. Franco 27%.
Well, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah. Hey, I think that's a big deal because at the time I just found out you were running, and I was thinking, wow, I don't know Mrs. Nunez. I don't know. I don't know her. And so when I did it, I was thinking, man, hopefully she'll get a little percentage at least. But for 31%. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good.
I'm happy.
That's pretty darn good. So hopefully that trend continues, and hopefully even more. But yeah, it was a good trend.
And just to let you know before I forget, I am fluently bilingual.
Oh, that's
English
awesome.
and Spanish.
Yeah, I understand it. I can't really speak it. Shame on me.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, my mom used to tell me, "Hey, your dad doesn't
My
want us to talk
husband's
to you in
real
Spanish."
good at ordering off the menu at restaurants. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Quesadilla, enchilada, burrito, everything.
Oh, wow, wow. I was going to ask you what's your favorite restaurant, but I better not because they might get mad at you. Hey, well, thank you for coming again.
Thank you.
And I
for
think it's
having
awesome
me.
that people get to see the face to the name. And, man, Nunez 2024.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.